Hi guys, welcome to another edition of The Big Shift. And I have to say, guys, we've only been going a few months and we've got our first 1 million views. I've got an unbelievable story for you today. Has been said to be the mob boss of Hollywood. This is a guy who knew people like Meyer Lansky, Frank Sinatra, even latter day people like Wyclef, Naomi Campbell. Some really good content coming, guys. Next. Hi guys, welcome back to The Big Shift. Got a wonderful story for you today. A former mob boss of Hollywood has got some unbelievable content. We're going to get right into that. But first, I have to just say thank you guys for all the wonderful subscribers. We've hit 1 million views now. We've only been up a few months. We're going to keep getting all the guys here and some wonderful stories. Thank you for that. And just a quick one also is I've got my new book coming out soon in Justice, Love and Honor. Going to be massive, guys. We'll get back to that more and I'll tell you more about that as we're going on. Let's get straight into it. Today, my guest is Ori Spado over in Hollywood. How are you, Ori? Thanks for coming on.
And how are you, my friend?
Sonny Franzese. Now, I know Michael. I've interviewed Michael, right? So,
you know Michael?
I've interviewed Michael, yeah, I know Michael, but look, I know a lot of people, same as you. But I wanted to ask you, look, now we've never discussed you, or anything like that. I mean, I'm very busy. We're all very busy. I interviewed Michael, right? So what do you think about Michael? I know a few things, has made you furious about stuff that has gone on. And I mean, I watched one interview, Ori, right? Where he said you didn't know his father. What do you say to that? What do you say to that?
I fucking laugh at it. I laugh at it. He knows I know his father. Michael knows what I know. Michael knows what I know. Look, I was friends with his father for over 40 years. I was talking to Sonny before his death, just days before he passed away. Okay, I wanted to go visit him. He wanted me to come back. I mean, we had really deep conversations, he and I. There was a particular situation. He says, I know you were away, this guy, and you got to tell me, not that I was going to tell him anything, okay? Because just the way I was, I figure if I told him something, that makes me a rat. You follow me? If I talk about somebody else. So I never did that, which used to piss Sonny off. Because you used to tell everybody, you guys got to tell me everything. If Stephen's doing this, you got to come tell me. I wouldn't go to that there. That makes me a fucking rat. Okay?
And look, one thing I have to say, Ori, look, me personally, I've done over 20 years, category A, Irish category A, as well as with some people that there. I was released category A. That, I never got nothing, no favors. I never wanted no favors. That was never me. I was never brought up like that. Me, my family. I come out, of course, I changed my life, against that life. I'm a peace ambassador now. But I never broke the rules of that life for what I was taught. That's me personally. Now,
well, we're the same way. We're the same way. I went away.
Yeah, absolutely. That look, I've interviewed a lot of guys, and I like some of these guys, and I know the life, there's so much different stuff. But look, I want to ask you, and there's different stuff that goes on, and there's a lot of stuff behind, and, everyone's at everyone and all this stuff these days. The life is completely different. But I wanted to ask you, because I know with you, you've said it publicly, I don't like rats and all this and this and that. You even said about Michael. What is your view of that? Tell me.
Michael?
Yeah. Give us your view on Michael and just, yeah.
Look, one thing I'm going to say in Michael's defense, Michael's a very intelligent guy. Always has been. Okay? He could have gone, to school, become a doctor, which he initially wanted to do. Michael could have done that there. Okay? And, you know, you got to understand who Sonny Franzese was. Everybody wants to see the underboss, but Sonny Franzese was actually treated like a boss, okay? Like he was the boss. Sonny was one powerful guy. And he told me everything. I know everything about Michael. All right. And then, you know, somebody was close to Michael that ended up in prison because of Michael was out here in California, and he and I became very close friends. And so I know a lot about Michael. I know the people who went away because of him. Okay. And at this point, I don't care. You follow me? It don't make a difference to me. Okay. We had a little heated things going back on Vlad on the interviews. And then one day I said to myself, what the fuck am I getting doing this shit? This, first of all, that's not how Ori Spado is. I just don't say nothing. So I did a video. I don't know if you saw it. It's on my YouTube. And it's not that I do a lot on YouTube, but it's on there where I just did a video that I ended the feud with Michael. And I'm not going to say anything bad about him. And I will keep that word on that there, you know, and I wish him all the best on what he does. And that's it. You know, people could believe him or not believe him. All right. I know that people believe me, but, you know, there's no sense of getting any arguments here. Nobody's going to win anything from it.
Absolutely. Look, thanks for that, right? You know, you're a proper man. The thing is not to hide with this stuff, is ask a question, you know, and just answer it. And that's it. But, you know, absolutely, there's no, you know, I mean, I know Michael, very intelligent guy, right? You know, and look, you know, I mean, who am I? You know, I'm not here to judge no one, Ori, right? You know, I interview a lot of guys, and they tell me a lot of stuff, you know, and, you know, I like a lot of these guys, you know, I'm very straight. You know, I told them my story, right?
You're a good interviewer too.
Yeah, you know, I don't hide around corners or anything like that. I'm very straight. It is what it is. I don't break my values. People are entitled to their opinion, right? You know, who am I? I mean, that's it, you know. They're going to make up their own mind anyway, or you know that, right?
That's right.
Absolutely. So look, you know, the thing is here is that the life really changed. You know, we go back to John Gotti, these kind of times, you know, Rico, the five families where the bosses was indicted, and everything started to crumble, you know, after that point. You know, the Trafficante family, for instance, you know, there's so many people there was going against each other. But if someone, so there are other things going on here, but what is your view about the life now, about how it's changed from what you would have known back in the days of Sonny Franzese? These were those historic days with historic people like that.
Well, back in the historic times, okay, if somebody became an informant, they were found, all right, with cut from their throat down to their spleen, and their guts were put on their abdomen, okay, to never spill their guts on the mafia. 1963, when they developed the WITSEC program, 62, 63, somewhere along there, it all changed, okay? And it changed drastically. I did a little reading, I do a little study about this here, and over 19,000 people are under the witness protection program. Now they only pay them for a while. It's not a whole lot of money, you know, and so forth. And that worked well. But things have changed so much that nobody even goes on the WITSEC program no more. They're living right back in their neighborhoods back there in Brooklyn, Queens, okay? They'll go, testify, get on a stand, and they go home, and nothing's happening. So the whole thing is changed, you know? And Michael and I, go back to Michael for a minute, he did started writing me on Facebook Messenger. We went back and forth, and shit, that was over a year ago, I think. All right, and he was up in Napa Valley, and he said we'll get together and so forth. When I get back, I said, hey, you got my number. We'll sit down. Obviously, he has not ever called me, but you know, I'm into different things, Steve. You know, people ask me to do podcasts. I'd rather be interviewed than being the interviewer, number one. Number two, I'm out of the gangster life. Okay, there's other things that I'm more involved in at this point in my life. In my book, in the epilogue, the last paragraph of my book, okay, I ask for everybody to join hands together, and together we can make this world a better place.
Absolutely.
And I'm doing things. I want to help feed the hungry in the United States alone. You know, everybody says we're the biggest country, the wealthiest country, all that bullshit. We got 53 million people that go to bed every night starving. Okay? That's just one area of what I'm working in. I joined forces with Food for the Food Finders out of Long Beach, California. They've been in business over 30 years. I'm going to be a spokesman for them, all right, and an advocate for them to raise more money and try to spread that throughout the country to help more people. I'm also a big advocate on the laws in this country. The RICO Act, for example, which is illegal and unconstitutional, but it's never gotten to the Supreme Court yet. Okay? And we got a lot of people locked up in prison that are going to die in prison. This should not be in this country. You've got minimum mandatory sentencing guidelines. I did a minimum mandatory sentence on a 924C gun charge. It was 60 months. When my judge sentenced me, I signed a plea agreement for 97 months. But he only gave me 62. He gave me 60 days on the robbery charge. But then he said, and it's in my transcripts, Mr. Spado, on the 924C gun charge, my hands are tied by Congress. I have to give you 60 months on that. Your sentence is 62 months. Why is our Congress telling judges what they got sentenced people to? Because back in the old days, all right, the judge would have probably released me on time served. I'd already been there for 30 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Congress and who's passing these bills, I'm involved with some prison reform groups and, you know, a whole lot of things. So I just really, there'll be an article coming out in the Los Angeles Tribune magazine next month. I'm on the front cover. From accidental gangster to accidental humanitarian. So I'm more involved in those type of things, getting laws changed and helping the underdog in a much more better way than the old days.
This is, Ori, this is wonderful, you know, and you know with me, you know, I would never condone their life. My story is out there. They're making a film of it. I'm a peace ambassador. I was nominated for an International Peace Prize. Look, I want to show you this because I have to, and it's the right thing. You see this here? This is, I was gifted this, right? You know, it's beautiful. It's solid silver, but it's not about that. It's called an intention stick. Now, these are from two beautiful friends of ours, beautiful souls in Arizona, all right? And this comes off, yeah, you know, and inside are three words, and you put your intention: oneness, love, compassion, success, health, all of these things, and you can change them, but you put three in there, and it's about living a life of intention. Now, these people, my friends, they've done work with the Pope. They've stayed at Windsor Castle with the Queen. It's really this big, you know, and I think is to give, you know, we certainly want everyone to live a positive life of intention, but certainly to give every children one of these so they can be reminded that they are, you know, a part of, not apart from, and that they are all worthy to live a life of positive intention. We're doing everything. There are hundreds of thousands of these have gone out already. They're, you know, in all different things, but the concept is the same. You know, that everyone can have one to be reminded, and something wonderful happens with these. So look, you know, I'll just put that in there because it's such a beautiful thing. And it's definitely about getting this out to the world. And we're doing so much behind the scenes with many great projects like this, and to get this out, really, you know. And so thank you for just bearing with me for putting that one out. And I wanted to ask you, because on the big shift, it is what it says. It's the big shift. Yes, people, they want the blood and guts and they want the tough stuff. It's part of the journey. But I always say you can't know true light without having traveled the darkness. They are, you know, it's a duality here, right? We fall down and we get back up. Now, you know, I know you've lived a life, you know, I know some of the people you know, you older than me, more experienced than me. Looking back now, you know, seeing the wonderful things that you're doing now, well done for that. What do you say about this life and all of this stuff that went on now?
You know, Steve, and I thank you for that question. People ask me that all the time. People ask me if I were able to change anything, would I? And my answer to that is no, I would not. That what I done was my destiny. I own it. I own it. It's me. I take full responsibility for all the good, the bad, and the ugly I did. It was nobody else's fault. It was mine. I take full responsibility. I own it. And I think everything led me to what I'm doing today. Okay? Because if I didn't do all those, I wouldn't be able to be doing what I'm doing today to help people, to help young men change their lives, all right, to get an education or a trade, all right, and not get involved in a life of crime. I've helped several young men do that there. I'm going to be talking in the school systems about that there. So my heart, my mind, and my soul are all in different places now. Did I have good friends? Yes, I did. Are they still my friends? Yes, they are. I get a lot of calls from people in New York. But they're courtesy calls now, and they appreciate what I'm doing. But I let them all know when I got out of prison, I'm out of that. Okay, you're my friend. I love you. That's it. I'm not doing no criminal acts, anything. And if I could leave a mark, a legacy on this earth when I leave it, I plan on outliving Sonny, by the way. Okay, told him I'm going to live to 105.
Wow! Listen, Michael told me, and you know, what a life, what a man, right? And you know, all of them years, you know, I mean, even we see there, he was the longest, well, the oldest guy in the federal penitentiary, federal system.
Yeah.
To be released. I think it was 100 or something the last time they let him out. Was he? Is that right?
He went in 90 something. I was on that indictment with him, by the way. Okay. So I think that answers the question whether I knew Sonny or not. My name's right there on that RICO indictment. So that answers the question whether I knew Sonny or not. So there's no dispute there. Yeah, Sonny, 103 years old he was. And I'm going to tell you, his mind was sharp as a tack up to days before he passed away.
Wow.
Okay. His mind was sharp as a tack. I'm telling you, it was unbelievable. You know, he said, buddy, you gotta come back, buddy. You gotta visit me. We gotta talk, you know. I said, Sonny, I said, they're not gonna allow me. He said, you know how to sneak in there. You know how to do it. And I wasn't going to sneak. I was not going to be the person responsible to violate Sonny Franzese at the age of 103, because they would have thrown him back in prison.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was not going to be the one.
I'm going to be the person. I'm going to be the one to be doing that.
So I called his probation officer, and she was a lovely lady, his new PO that he had. I told her who I was. She said, I know who you are, Mr. Spado. I said, look at, he's 103. I'm 70. I was 75 then. I said, I'm 75. We're not going to go out and do nothing. I just want to come back, have a lunch with my friend or a dinner. That's it. And she said, I have to talk with my supervisor. And she called me back the next day and she said, Mr. Spado, my supervisor said, no, you cannot. You've been friends with him for over 40 years. And you were on the same indictment with him. You had to wait until he gets off in June. And unfortunately, he didn't make it to June. So.
Such a shame. I mean, I know with Michael, when I was talking to Michael, he, you know, he said it was so nice to have Dad home, but they kept taking him back, right? You know, this is what these people do. You know what it's like over here too, Ori, right? It's crippling. I mean, this is the thing of, to get people to, live a better life for them, not for anyone else, but for them. So they can be more safe and more abundant, more successful in other ways, because, so many of these guys that we knew, they was talented. I'll say all the time, they could have done anything. They could have been anything they would have put their hand to, most of them.
Most of them I know were very intelligent. Could have ran the largest corporations in America. Yeah, they could have, no question about it. You got to understand how sharp you got to be able to sit down and handle a sit down. Okay, you know what a sit down is. You got to determine who's right and who's wrong. Okay, and somebody's life could be in the balance there. So you got to make a right decision. And it's a very crucial thing, and a dummy cannot make it. And I told Michael one thing, and people actually, when Michael wrote his first book, he wrote something, there's something in there, I'd have to look it up to see exactly, about being made and then you're put under somebody that might not be able to freaking read or write, all right? And now you got to answer to that guy. And if he calls you at 4 a.m., okay, that's one of the things. And I told Michael in an interview why I never took my button. I was proposed in New York. Sonny wanted to propose me. I fucking argued with him. Jimmy Kachi, we came within minutes and I got out of there. I did not want that. My family comes first. My children come first.
I think that's very wise. Of course. Ollie, look, it's been a real pleasure talking to you. Really, it has, and, do you want to say about some of the stuff that you're doing? Your book, you got a new book coming out?
My book is out. The soft cover just became available last week. Really, it's a good looking book. I've done very well with it. It's available on my website, theaccidentalgangster.com. What I'm doing right now, anybody that goes to my website, purchases the book, I'm giving them the free audio book. So they'll get that right away. And of course, it's available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and other places. And today I should have the first draft of a TV film that they're making off of the book. So that's coming in today. I have good people involved, A-list. So we'll see. So things are positive, and I'm very happy, and I'm still here, Stephen, as you are there. You still got dark hair too.
Absolutely. Just about, I must say, just about. But look, really, thank you very much. You know, I wish you very well on your journey. We're going to talk some more as well on the phone there, you know, about some stuff. Really, you know, some really positive stuff. And look, wish you very well. God bless. Thanks for coming on.
God bless you, Steve. Thanks for having me, buddy.
Thanks for tuning in, guys, to a wonderful new segment of The Big Shift with Stephen Gillen. Make sure to subscribe, like, go into stephengillen.com and sign up for more wonderful content to expedite, help, and support you on your own personal journey of success.